Good afternoon, grade 3. How have you been? Today we're going to take a comprehension lesson. It's about cause and effect. Cause and effect is the relation between two things. When one thing makes something else happen. For example, if we eat too much food and don't exercise, we gain weight. So eating food without exercising is the cause. Weight gain is the effect. So there may be multiple causes and multiple effects. So the cause and effect is a relation between events or things where one is the result of the other or others. This is a combination of action and reaction. Let's see here. The cause is why something happened. The effect is the result of what happened. So because effects always have causes and causes always lead to effects, we rarely see one thing without the other. So here, we canceled the picnic. Here it's a result. Why? What's the reason? Because of the rain. So the cause is the rain. The effect is canceling the picnic. Let's look at here. If it's raining, I need to use an umbrella. So why I'm using my umbrella? Because of the rain. So the cause is the rain. The effect or the result, I used my umbrella. So the effect is what happens in the story. The cause is why something happened. Let's see more examples. Here, why did it happen? It rained. The effect, what happened here? I used my umbrella. Why? Because it rained. Look at here, the ice cream melted here. Why? Because of the hot sun. So the hot sun is the cause. The effect is the ice cream melted. So the sun was hot, so my ice cream melted. What's the meaning of cause? The cause is why something happened. The effect is what happened. Look at here. This girl fell down. Why? Because she forgot to tie her shoelaces. Or she fell down because she didn't untie, or she untied, not she didn't untie, she didn't tie her shoelaces. So the cause is untying the shoelaces. The effect is falling down. So what's the meaning of cause and effect? The cause and effect is a relationship between two things. When one thing makes something else happen. Now get your turn practice book. I forgot to put the picture of the book. You know, get your turn practice book. Do you need me to add a picture for the book? Let me add it. I added a picture for the book. So get your turn practice book and open page number 33. Don't forget, let's write the meaning of cause and the meaning of effect. What's the meaning of cause? The reason or action why something happened. Cause, the reason or action why something happened. The effect, the result or reaction, what happened. The reason or reaction. So we have action and reaction. Why something happened and what happened. So the cause is why something happened. The effect is what happened. Or we can say the cause is the reason or the action, and the effect is the reaction, not the reason here, sorry, the result or the reaction, the result or the reaction. So now get your turn practice book, open 33, and let's write the date. Today is 30/9, 2021. Let me read it for you. I didn't open my book, I forgot. So let me open it. 30. I muted myself. So let's start again. Victor, Okwa, new idea. Have you ever made something that no one else had made before? That's mean, have you ever invented something? It's not an easy thing to do. People who make something new are called inventors. So who are the inventors, or what's the meaning of inventors? The inventors are the people who make something new. We call them inventors. They look around and see what can be made better, and then they do it. Victor Okwa was one of those people. So who's Victor Okwa? Who one of the inventors? He was an inventor. He made many things. One of them, so you should know he made many things. One of them was a flying machine. One of them was a flying machine. Victor looked at birds to get his ideas. He wanted to learn everything about how birds flew. Many jobs. Victor was born in Mexico in 1850 and grew up in Texas. He lived all over the United States. He loved to work with writers. He wrote for newspapers. So he wrote for a newspaper. He even started 2 newspapers. He worked hard and never gave up, no matter how hard the job was. A new plan. Victor's mind was a motor. Here we have a metaphor. Victor's mind and the motor. How are they alike? Because they are working all the time. Because Victor is thinking all the time and the motor can work all the time. So Victor's mind was a motor that never turned off. He was always thinking of new ways to make life better. So as a result, he always thinking of new ways to make life better, or it's not as a result, sorry. Here it's a cause. So what happened because of that? Let's see. In 1809, he was thinking about the way that birds fly. He thought that he could make a plane that flew like a bird, so he set to work. So here we have cause and effect. The cause is he was always thinking of new ways to make a life better. So as a result, he was thinking about the way that birds fly. He thought that he could make a plane that flew like a bird. So he set to work. So the cause, let's write the cause. He wanted to make life better. As a result, or effect, let's write effect, not result. He became an inventor. He invented new things. So the effect, he became an inventor. Turn your page. The center of the plane. Now we said that he invented a flying machine. The center of the plane was made of 2 bikes. You can see that in the picture. Let me erase these lines. You don't need them. So let's look at the picture here. or the illustrator. The center of the bike, it was of the plane, it was two bikes. Here we have two bikes. And in the middle here we have a small motor. Okay. And the back was shaped as a bird tail. So let's complete our reading. The center of the plane was made of two bikes sit next to each other. It looked a little like a car. It had a small motor that sat between the two bikes. The back was shaped like a bird's tail. The wings were made of canvas and steel pipes. What made these planes different was that the new wings could be folded down just like a bird's, just like a bird's wings. So this was so it could be put in a small shed or barn. This way, everyone could keep a plane at a house or on a farm. Victor started a company that would make this new plane. He asked the Navy. The Navy is a part of the government. It's like the army, to use his new plane. He wrote the Navy a letter telling them why he thought his plane would be just what they needed. He worked very hard to make his plane work. He worked on it for over 20 years. No one knows if it ever flew. Other new ideas. So he didn't invent one thing, he invented more than one thing, other new ideas. Victor didn't let this problem keep him from making other things. Making new things from new ideas was the blood in his veins. He made a new pen. This is another invention. He made a new pen that held its own ink. Another thing he came up with was a motor that worked both forward and backward. So he invented a flying machine, a new pen that held its own ink, and a motor that worked both forward and backward. Never give up. Victor was a spinning top. Here we have another metaphor. Victor and the spinning top. Why did they say, or why the author said Victor was a spinning top? Because he was always making new things. He didn't stop like the spinning top. He wanted to help other people with his ideas. Not all of his ideas worked. No one who tries something new is successful every time. So, though, the important part is to keep trying. This is the lesson, or the, okay, this is the lesson of the passage here. The important part is to keep trying. Victor Okwa was someone who never stopped trying. So what did we read here? Let's revise from the beginning. In the beginning, they asked us, have you ever invented something before? It's not easy. And they tell us, or they told us, or the author told us, it's not easy to invent something new or to make something new. People who make something new are called inventors. Who are the inventors? Or what do we call the people who made something new? We call them inventors. The inventors look around to see what can be made better, and then they do it, like Mary Anderson in our story. When she get in the car and she saw that the drivers need a windshield wipes, so she invented to them because it was very hard to them to stop and wipe the windshield with onion or something. So she made it better when she made the windshield. Mini jobs. He works in mini jobs like writing in a newspaper, and he made 2 newspapers. And he made a new plane or a flying machine. Let's look at it. We can see it in the picture. He put two bikes next to each other and a small motor between them or in the middle of them. And the back of the plane or the flying machine looked like the tail, the bird's tail, and the wings was made of, I forgot, it was made of what here? Canvas and steel pipe. So it was very easy to put this plane in small places or in barns. Other new ideas, he invented the pen that held its own pen, its own ink, and a motor that moved forward and backward, and he didn't give up. So let's answer the questions. What was the cause of Victor's actions in the third paragraph? Let's look at the third paragraph and let's read the question again. The question, what was the cause of Victor's action in the third paragraph? He wanted to make life better. Look at here. Victor's mind was a motor that never turned off. He was always thinking of new ways to make life better. So what's the effect did the cause have on Victor? What did he do? He thought that he could make a plane. So he became an inventor and wanted to make a plane that could fly like a bird. So let's write them here. Victor wanted to make life better. This is the cause. The effect, he became an inventor and wanted to make a plane that could fly like a bird. What kinds of things did Victor invent to make life better? The first thing, he invented a flying machine with wings like a bird. What else? A pen that can hold its own ink and a motor that could go forward and backward. So he invented a flying machine with wings like a bird. He also made a pen that held its own ink and a motor that could go forward and backward. Now, turn your page. George Cram's potato chip. George Cram was born in 1822. Later on in life, he became the chef at Moon's Lake House in Saratoga, New York. One day in 1835. So look at here. In the beginning, they said he was born in 1822. Now, the other events happened in 1853. A customer ordered French fried potatoes but sent them back to the kitchen. He said they were too thick and soft, annoyed Cram sliced. He was angry and he sliced some potatoes very thin and fried them crispy. Then they were great. George Cram had invented the potato chip. So how do you know this text is a biography? Because it tells a real story or it tells a story about a person's life, but it's written by another person. What text feature does this text include? Look at here. What's this? We have some pictures and informations or details. So this is diagram. Let's write diagram. What does the diagram show you? What title would you give this diagram? Let's look at the diagram. He said here, thinly sliced potato, then brush with butter on a tray. On tray, then bake at 50 degrees for 20 minutes. So here it shows us how to make the potato chip. So we can, here they asked, us to give it a title so we can see how to make potato chips. So let's write, it shows you how to make potato chips and the title, how to make potato chips. How can you tell that the events in the text are in the order that they happened? How did we know that? Let's look at the dates. Here we have 1822, then 1853. So the text first tells what happens in 1822, then what happens in 1853. Let's write that, and don't forget to write the date because we didn't write it. Thank you for listening, grade 3. See you later, inshallah. Have a nice weekend.